Ooh, this one is called The Wrath of the Mountain. Come at me. That looks not good, how the island's coming apart. That's probably not good for, like, anyone. Oh, there's the story. I wasn't sure if it was going away or not, because it's kind of disappeared lately a little bit. Number 2. Got one of you guys. Number 3. Woo! The great mountain where she resides had been dormant for centuries, only to become active once again as the fire from the skies returned. Something, something, goddess. Fire, 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 mountain, fire. And mountain. I think that's all the crystals, judging by the little circles there. Okie dokie. So, our goal is to do a thing of the stuff and the things. Let's just dismantle this crap so I can tell what's going on normally. So, red beam goes like that. There's some crystals here hanging out. Got 5 pieces here, 4 mirrors and 1 repeater. That appears to be all of the pieces involved in this puzzle. Yep. And so this time, for once, and boy has it been a while, we're not dealing with a single special beam. It's all red. All the destinations and sources are red. But here's where things get shit-y. I gotta make that beam go through 3 crystals somehow, which doesn't seem easy. So when I put it up to the splitter, it becomes 2 beams. Oh boy. But it needs to be 3 beams. So what I need to do somehow is set it up so that when I split the beam is not wasted. So out of these 3 crystals, one of them can be the final destination of one of the 2 beams, but the other beam has to go through one crystal, then hit another one. My first guess would actually be this one. Not you. Where's the other type of mirror? Dang it. Yeah, I can almost work with this. Almost. It's so close to already being the solution right there. What are you for? Also, are there secrets here? I didn't see one. I don't see one. What's that over there? I don't think those are those. No. Okay, so no secret. Oh boy. How do I... I mean, shooting through at that angle is the perfect angle to make this part happen. I do wonder if maybe it's better to do it differently, though. Yeah, that's not happening. Not like that. I was curious if maybe the trick was to make it to go through all 3 of them somehow. This thing is diagonal from down here. So you can't hit this diagonally, because the diagonal angle doesn't line up with any of the pyramids or this distant platform. So and it doesn't line up over here, so it has to be here. A mirror has to be over here that somehow points that thing over there. Like this, basically. But then somehow the rest of the puzzle has to happen? And I'm not really seeing how you can be the solution to this. Yeah, that's not recombining in any direction that helps me out either. What I'm trying to reassess is whether or not I'm wrong about the first step. The first step feels so good. Bouncing this diagonally through here to make it go through here seems like such a strong start. A singular mirror lights up the first crystal and then also sets up the future actions in a pretty good way. And it seems better than this one, which gives me this crappy, pointless mirror that goes nowhere and feels unsalvageable. Man, we're close. Okay. What if I did that on purpose? There's an idea, huh? Comes out the other side. Yeah. That is an idea. Except for that problem. We can't move it because that breaks that sequence, but this thing can't make it go there. And the other directions break the whole thing, so that it doesn't work this way anyway. Ah, ha 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 ha. I felt good about this one for a moment because it even gives me a place to put the repeater, which we have to use somewhere, supposedly, because it's here, but... yeah. What if I just start off with this alone? And then use the splitter somewhere around here. Could that help at all? That's the solution. Holy shit. That one went by relatively quickly, actually. Alright. Glen of Condemned Men, I think is what it said. I clicked a little too fast. Oh, secret up there. It's gonna be one of those ones. Crystal. The crystals lay rooted deep within the Earth's bowels, until the gods revealed the crystal's true purpose. And that was... come back next time, after we resolve this cliffhanger. Where are you hiding the crystals at? These crystals of the gods, apparently. I'm surprised this game doesn't feature columnar jointing. It comes so close. I'm always on the lookout for more columnar jointing to add to the portfolio. And surprisingly, despite looking like it's always constantly really close to having it, it doesn't actually ever have it, I don't think. Where's this last crystal hiding? And how long am I willing to look for it? The additional question. Oh, there it is. Alright, done with that. Okay. Oh, this one's a nightmare. Alright, let's get these out of the way so I can see what the actual layout of the map is without the deflections already being built into it. Oh boy. Oh boy. This one's gonna be interesting. So we have 4 different diagonal mirrors and 1 non-diagonal mirror. And no splitter, no repeater, no color change. No pyramids either? No pyramids. This is an incredibly simple looking level, which means that it's not going to be simple at all, and it's going to be deceptively brutal probably. We have 1 red beam, 1 blue beam, 1 red goal, 1 blue goal, and same thing goes for the walls. We have a red destination over there. Where's the blue one? I assume there's a blue one. There may not be a blue one? I don't see it, at least. And I'm trying to see it. Well, if I point the beam at the red and it turns out to not be the answer, and it turns out to not be over, then we know. Of course it would be incredibly close. Trying to come up with like marginally better angles. How the heck do I get it over there? I mean, that's just all unusable space over there. Okay. That gets you over there, at least. But then the beam is too short. Oh, no. That's not a good news at all. Crap. I found out the configuration that works, but the beam is too short, so I need to make a shorter path that serves the same purpose. Can I just shine it right here? No, not really. It pretty much has to bounce off of 2 of these mirrors in order for it to be going in the right direction. Oh, there we go. Ta-da! I hit the dissolution on accident. The solution was an accident. Oh. Wow. Look at that nightmare chamber. I can't wait. That's the dark crystal chamber. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Can't wait. Golly gee willikers. Alright, that goes nowhere. And that's useless, that's useless, that's useless, that's useless. So we're not putting that there. Is there a reason to put any mirror there? What about you? You're also just gonna shoot it into all the pointless directions, right? But despite the fact that they've given me a location to put a mirror here, I don't think there's any reason to, because no direction I put it in makes it go anywhere useful. It always just is immediately doomed, 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 doomed. There's blue. Now the hard part happens. Ha 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 ha. How in the world am I gonna make this part work? Hey look, it worked. That was easy. Oh wait, no it didn't work, because I'm doomed. How? Let's dismantle everything I'm not... I was gonna say let's dismantle everything I'm not certain of, but... honestly, I can't say as much I'm certain of. We know that something has to be here, something has to be there. I can see this not being the... in fact, I'm because of how rigid my current situation feels, I'm thinking that this is not the right mirror for that spot. Let's experiment with that a little bit. Can I point you back there? That's good. At which point, this would need to be here to solve the next step, I think? Yes. What happens if I just put the red beam into that? Oh, that's the solution. The solution basically... the solutions catch me by surprise half the time. Well, there we go. 331. Glen of the Condemned Men. I think the next step is the finale of this area, then we can go do the, secret level I just opened. Magma Garden. Sup? Oh, these guys are back, huh? The remote charging locations. Oh, you... These levels are mean sometimes. Look at this place. It's like pre-solved except one obvious glaring missing detail, which of course will... the process of fixing that's gonna involve breaking everything and fundamentally changing the solution, so yay! Oh, click. Was that the last one? I don't see any story bits, so I think that's all that's here. Yep, everything seems to be glowing. Okay. Let's just dismantle what they gave me, so I don't have to get distracted by what is likely a red herring anyway. I try not to look at what's there when I start the level, because I always feel like it's just gonna be, distracting me from the actual solution, basically. Is that all the parts we have? Oh, there's one of these guys too. Okay. So we have a red beam, we have red, blue, and purple destinations. We have two things that both link up to the same one, I believe. And we have this guy, which will turn our things blue. So we have a color changer. The first issue is we need to somehow get to the red without it changing color. So first I'm gonna start with the first most obvious step, which is just to deflect it straight at it. Is whether that's a reasonable thing? Basically never works out when I do that, so let's just go with it anyway. Even though that never works ever, 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 never, ever, ever. That's my only diagonal one, huh? Alright. Because here's where I want to split it. And it's a lot harder to split it in a good spot when it's like that. But if I split it like this, then one of the beams is wasted anyway. Based on this position, this is basically our only option. Yeah, basically. Because we want it to split here, and then the split beam will go through one of these guys to be the red charger. Oh, what if I did this one first, though? No. It's a decent line of thought, but ultimately one of them's going to go off the cliff in the process, so it's kind of wasted. And I don't think there's a lot of clever changes to be made there either. Okay, so back to this. That's more or less what I'm going for. I wish I could get it right here, but I can't. That'd make it very easy. We're probably gonna want to go with the other configuration. Just because at least I have time to turn this one blue at that point. Oh. Wow, that would have been the end of it too, because it would go through here as blue and then go out there and that would become purple and it would be over. But it crosses perfectly with the other spot we're already using. But I can't do it up here because there's no room at all for that bit of cleverness. Alright, reshuffle again. Let's try putting this right at the front then. That already could almost work, actually. Not you, the diagonal one. No, not the diagonal one. One of you guys. If only there was a starting way to make that match up correctly. How about you? So that makes you line up. It also makes this confusing immediately. Because immediately the beams are crossing right here, which can get weird. So this wastes the beam. No matter what direction I face, one of the beams ends here, and that can't be the case. This one hits it head on, so it ends. This one hits it end on, so it ends, and this one also bounces off to oblivion. This one hits the side of it, so it doesn't even get reflected at all. So that's not gonna work. It can't be that one because that's the red beam, and it has to stay red until it gets here. That one's a little hard to follow. Let's color it. Oh, that's the solution. Okay. Yeah, you split it, turn one red, one blue, and then this makes a pattern where you can get enough going this way and that way. Yeah, it lights both of these up as their own colors and both crystals. That's all it took. Yeah, okay. What? Where are we now? So we're still in the same level now. Oh, my best friend is back, Mr. Heavy Crystal. I hate him. I hate him so much. He's such a dick. Greedy bastard is what he is. Especially since, like, he requires extra for no reason, because, as we said before, when a beam is split, if you're recombining it at the same amount, like, the end result's just gonna be the same power as the original one, so how is it requiring two beams if the beams are originally one beam? Bizarre. I think that's it. I don't think there's any inscriptions in this level, and I don't think there's a single crystal left. It's just those two. Looks like it. Okay, we have a single crystal and double crystal. We can light this up right off the bat, but then the beam's useless immediately. Hooray. We can do the same thing like this, but then the beam's useless because it goes off into oblivion again. And we can't have it go off into oblivion because they both have to reach this guy somehow. So that's fun. Boy, oh boy. This is going to be interesting. That's the opposite of useful. Maybe you, though. There we go. I think I'm just basically setting up what the game started off as being, though, when I got here. This doesn't answer how I'm going to ever light up the first crystal, let alone the second one. Oh man, that's a really awkward position for the crystal to be in. Because it's right at the beginning. Like, you can't deflect the beam into the crystal right away, which is the first thing you would try, because it goes nowhere. But even then, how do you make it so the beam goes through this crystal, and then presumably somehow gets over here, because there's no second splitter. Both ends of this beam have to go there. No, that's not the right line of thinking. And I don't have a second diagonal? Nope. It might have to be something like that. Yeah, probably. Then you stick this in here in an angle where it's where it's going into that. Then you just somehow need to go over there. If I start further back here, is there an angle that it works better? Not really. It definitely feels like this beginning part has to be like this, right? Because we need to somehow get this crystal in a way where the beam leaves afterwards. I feel like you're not going to go through the teleporters then somehow get back here again, because at that point, like, how are you even doing that? Alright, every single time I get stuck, it pretty much always turns into like some kind of double reflection scenario, which has happened recently. So I'm going to stick with the one thing I'm most certain of, which is that this guy lives here, or some other guy lives here, or something. And I'm going to see if I can, like, loop it around? I can see how that would happen, too, because this comes out here. So it goes through here, comes out here. So if I redirected it back through here, it would then come out of here, and then it would come out, it would bounce off this thing in a different angle. That would probably work. If I'm going to deflect this, though, it's already so close to the thing that I'd want to use the splitter. If I don't use the splitter, then that beam never hits that. It needs to happen. That's encouraging. That's the solution. KKK, bye, bye, bye. We did it. Hooray, yay, ah. It's right there. There's a part 3? These freaking end-of-act missions that are like, here's another level. Here's another level. Here's another level. There's more of a progression to it in the first world, because the first world was kind of like go in the central thing, then go in the left and right doors, so you had a better idea, like, oh yeah, this is gonna be one long level. A little bit. In this one, I have no idea how far along I am, so I'm just like, oh, I'm surprised, there's more again. There you are. The manuscripts, where do they hide? There's one more. Found both of those so far. Is it in here? Can't make it out down there. Oh. There you are, hiding in the back. How dare you. There was a sense of purpose in the path, leading into the hot and stuffy chamber to which she resided. Only the might of the light could keep the goddess of fire in her slumber. Okay, what's happening in this nightmare level, huh? Let's see, I don't need to look for secrets because we already unlocked the secret of this world. And they seem to only show up again when you're ready for another world. 4 diagonal pieces. 4 diagonal pieces, a splitter, and a red crystal. Boy, that can get complicated. And of course, like usual, with this game, the level immediately looks like some kind of weird contradiction. Because immediately the blue beam is pointing directly into the blue crystal, which makes you think like, well, obviously I can't change that. That's what has to happen. But I do have to change that because the freaking level is not over at all, and if it goes that way, it goes off the level, and I can't do anything. So it needs to go somewhere in there, back around. First thing I'm thinking is like, this looks like it would be perfect for getting the reds to light up. Let's think of a path that somehow directs this around, and then back through the crystal. then back to the mirror. That's exactly what's going to be happening here. Oh. Damn it. I'm like, holy crap, it's touching everything in one go. This is amazing. And then I realized the problem. Yeah. When it shoots around like this, the only opening to turn it red is right here. But that's before the blue crystal. Damn it, I thought I solved this level in like 5 seconds for a second there. I was gonna be so happy with myself. And if I take it back here, it's in the wrong spot, so we lose. Let's run with the assumption that it has to turn red here. I have 2 things to work with here. What can I use to make this work? Boy, oh boy, is it not looking good. Okay. Not really looking any better, honestly. Especially the part where still has to go through there. How? Is there any reason to flip the Nope. There's no reason to flip the symmetry. Both platforms have the exact same 3x3 with the corner missing in the corner, so like I can't flip this over for a better solution. The entire level seems truly symmetrical, which is basically never true, but this time it is. I just need one not diagonal piece. It would be so perfect. No, it wouldn't actually. It would go here. Which is not where it needs to go. How? How do I, though? Oh, man. The best I can think is that my original assumption about this being the best way to put this is probably wrong. But God, if it isn't the most elegant solution ever, that's only one like one square away from working. It looks perfect. Well, if that didn't work, I would say that my next most reasonable guess is so I was putting the splitter here. If the splitter won't work there, this probably works there. Because I'm thinking the splitter probably has to happen somewhere else, but if it's gonna happen somewhere else, it's gonna be very hard to make the beam orange at the right time. Ooh, what if the splitter goes here then? Ah! This could be worked with, yeah. You split it at the beginning. If you split it at the beginning, then you get 2 separate beams. Because you need 2 beams to ultimately get here. But my first plan wasn't working and I didn't seem like there was any iteration that was going to fix that. You put the orange thing right before the destination to make both beams turn orange at the last second. And then you basically just need to have some variation that makes the beams go through the blue thing and then come back in the right direction. See here. That makes you go through that. The other one doesn't even need to reach the right spot, it just needs to go to the right ending point. There we go. There we go. That little switch there was the right assumption. That change fixed the whole thing. Nailed it.